Hello, 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 Taurus. As I wet my whistle. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you are watching this. Hopefully you catch this before the 14th. This is a reading for the 14th through the 20th because there's lots of little things going on. And anyway, you be ready for that week. All right. My name is Patty. I am an empath that is doing your intuitive tarot. And I say divine intuitive with that because all my downloads come from divine, from the angelic realm, or your ancestors. I don't know who they are. Sometimes funny people come through, and I know that's not them, but I think it's probably somebody from your side or my side thinking it's funny. I don't know. Anyway, I also mix astrology and numerology. I would think it's really important to mix the energies of all together because that is the source, that is the divine energy, because he's created all. So that is where I pull my energies from. This is to also answer your questions, help you in your journey and your path for whatever is going on this week. The cards will share sort of a scenario that is going on with somebody. It's not going to resonate with everybody, but it may give you an idea. So it sounds like so-and-so. Maybe share that with them, okay? If you enjoy this, please like, or even if you like the energies of my tarot, please like, share, subscribe. Subscribing will get you to all the uploads that I do. I do a lot of uploads, a lot of lives, and tell you when I'm on or when I've just done an upload. I have a new video coming out called Picking Up the Pieces. It is about sexual abuse, very sensitive topic. It is my story, but it is also to help somebody to get through their survival, healing, and their living with it. So that'll be coming up. So if you'd like to watch that, hit the subscribe and hit the notifications. I also am doing 1 minute daily readings Monday through Friday. Those are on there, and you'll get to see those if you subscribe and hit the bell as well. All right, so let's get started. This is for the 4th through the 20th. If I can shuffle. And you guys, we are still in the retrograde. We're still in the retrograde until the 22nd. Mercury retrograde. There's also a Saturn retrograde and a Pluto retrograde going on. But our main energy that we want to get rid of is the Mercury one. Because it's probably causing a lot of communication or maybe technical glitches on your computers, your phones, all that kind of stuff. But it's getting ready to cycle out, which is yes. Saturn and Pluto, they're not as bad. And if you want to learn more about those, you can go to the May's full moon reading. There's about the retrogrades in that and tell you what each planet's retrograde does and what it's affiliated with. All right. So we got that. And then retrograde is leaving. And then on the 24th, we've got full moon. So I will be doing a full moon reading. Wow. Really? Okay. I won't argue with you. I'd lose anyway. The full moon reading is going to be on the 22nd rather than on the day of the full moon because I'm on vacation. I'll be on a plane on the 24th on full moon. So keep me in prayer because hopefully nothing will go wrong that day. So I will be doing the full moon reading on the 22nd, probably 11 o'clock like usual in the morning. If you guys watch my videos and you would like any of my videos done at a different time because I have people all over the world, please tell me. Because I'm just going by what the YouTube analytics say that you guys are on. So I'm on the Pacific coast of the United States. So it's later for the East Coast. It's later for Europe. I've got people in Germany and Pakistan and all over. So tell me what time you guys would like it based on the West Coast time. Otherwise, I'll get all mixed up. All right. Very interesting first card, you guys. So for your new reader, for your new people that are watching, I picked the first card is the Divine's card. This is a message to you. This is something maybe you've been asking, you've been on the fence about, maybe you're struggling through, maybe you just, you're like, I just don't know what else to do. We always go to Divine first. That's the source. Tarot is a tool. It is a resource. It's not where you want to go. So this is the Divine's card to you this week, whatever it is going through. And believe it or not, I just got done with Virgo's reading and it's the exact same thing. And you saw me shuffle, 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 shuffle. So it is risk. So I might be repeating myself if you just got done watching Virgo. However, the other two cards are different. This is number 4. This is to get a foundation, a new foundation most likely. However, it is going to be a solid, stable foundation. Sometimes we have to take a risk outside the box. We have to take something and step a leap of faith. So that is really hard for a lot of people because a lot of people don't trust in the second dimension, don't trust divine, don't trust because they want to control. That is the huge human thing that if we let off the gas and not take control, then anything could be chaotic. Actually, no, it becomes more peaceful and more joy-filled and more anything you can imagine. I've been in both. I've lived the world for many, many years. I'm a lot older than a lot of you guys, and it doesn't work. We have to live here. However, our base of everything we do, think, and ask and make choices in needs to be second dimensional. It will make your life more peaceful, people. It really will. It'll make when you live in the world, it's like this. You can't make decisions. You're watching tarot because something's going wrong or something's not right or you want to know something. But if you live in the divine's world of second dimension, you'll already know. You'll already know, and it's peaceful. And your abilities of intuition grow enormously. And I've got people that are wanting to do coaching for their intuition. But if you believe in the divine, the number one in the second dimension that you can't see, the supernatural, you will see that things are going to come very, very much into fruition for you. Things are going to change. It's very amazing. The main thing, though, I will say in taking that risk, whatever it is that you've got coming towards you, that you may have to take a risk, you make sure that it's a high vibration. Because the low vibrations, and if you want to call them Satan, demons, whatever it is, low frequencies, whatever it is, they're right there with you and they want your heart as much as the divine wants your heart. So you got to know when it's right or wrong. And the only way to know is through your intuition. And if it feels good and right, and I'm not talking about your feelings and emotions, but something in your gut and whatever it is deep inside your spirit, not your feelings and your emotions, you got to know the difference, then take that leap because it's going to release a burden. It's going to release a burden. It's going to answer your questions. This is your current card. This is your card from the 14th to the 20th. This is the card that is the number 7. This is about your potential in moving forward, not backwards. Cars' little windows in the back are little for a reason. The big ones are for the front and for a reason. We want to keep going forward, not backwards. This is going to release a burden. Whatever this burden is in your life right now, I don't know. I'm not in your journey. I'm not in your head. I don't know what that burden is to you. However, taking this risk and believing in the divine, believing in the second dimension, believing and having faith and taking that leap, it will release a burden. Okay. You just got to have to have trust and belief. If you're half on the fence, it's not going to work. You can't sit on that fence with one leg on each side because your craw is going to start to hurt. And you're going to I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Well, you're going to keep hurting more and more and more. And you're going to have problems more and more and more rather than jumping on one side of the fence or the other. Future energy, the fire fairy, creative action and optimism. The number 3 is acknowledge, be positive, be uplifting, be joyful, be understanding while you go through this process, and it will all change for you. This is going to be your challenge card. I will almost guarantee it, because some of you do not like the change, don't want to change, don't want to allow new things to happen out of fear. I can feel that that's somebody's challenge card, to be optimistic. Somebody's more pessimistic, or the glass is half empty, or you know what, I'm a realist, and that's the way. You're a realist by world's opinions and the way world is. Well, I've got common sense of the world. I want wisdom sense. I don't want only common sense. I want wisdom sense. I want spiritual sense. All right. So that's up to you what you want. You know, this is my journey. This yours, your journey. I'm just sharing what the divine's sharing. All right. So let's see the cards and what's going on here. And at the very end, I will do a love relationship. All right. But you got to acknowledge something is going on that is creating a burden that needs to be released. The only way to release it is through maybe taking a risk and a leap in faith. Okay, that's sort of like somebody having a job that they absolutely hate, thinking that, okay, well, it's good money. I hate my job. I'm stressed out. I don't like the people I'm working with. And, you know, go look for another job. Well, I have to take a risk to do that. And it might be less money. It might be less money, but it also might be less stressful. And you don't know if you show good faith, good job, good integrity, good character, they may raise your money before you even start. Never know. What did I say? Somebody's indecisive. What did I say? This isn't me, though. Remember, I'm just the conduit. I am only the conduit. All right. So for somebody's past, definitely really hard to make decisions. A little nervous to make decisions. Fearful to make decisions because you've made wrong decisions. The reason why you made wrong decisions is you were basing them from your head and not your spirit. Okay. And some of those those decisions were really, really hard. Okay, we all make hard decisions. However, where it ever is based from, if it's based from your head or from your heart, is the difference of the outcome. So when you take a risk, that risk, you may say, oh, I wasn't supposed to go that way, but you've learned a lesson really quick that you need to go back to the beginning, the foundation, and go the other direction. As long as you aren't out a whole bunch, then you actually look at it, you know, a whole bunch meaning, okay, time. So I took this job. I should have taken that other job. So is that other job open? Go and ask. And if it's not, say, hey, can you put me on the list? Because you don't know if that new person is going to last or not. I've had that happen before. I've had it where I went to a job, somebody was given it, and I'm like, ah, crap. Well, can you keep me in mind? Yeah. 1 week or 2 weeks later, I get a phone call. Hey, he didn't work out. Would you like to come in? It's all in divine's timing. We're just so in frickin' hurry. We're just in a frickin' hurry. So somebody right now is in the process of learning all of this and is maybe stepping out on faith because this is about building a stable foundation, a new foundation, because maybe somebody's old foundation is broken. And I'm going to talk about that a lot in picking up the pieces about the sexual abuse story. And I'm going to talk a lot about that because we have to, as victims of sexual abuse, we have to pick up a whole new foundation. We have to create a whole new foundation because our first foundation was broken. It was broken in trust. It was broken in lies. It was broken in manipulation. It was broken in how we value ourselves and look at ourselves and all that kind of a thing. And now we have to turn around and as victims have to redo it ourselves. We have to get support and coaching and counseling to restructure this brain that we are loved, we are valued, we don't need to be lied to, we have self-worth, we have self-value, those kind of things. Okay, so this is a process that somebody is going through right now and they're just acknowledging it. Okay, and this has been a burden for somebody, so they want it released. Whenever you go through anything emotional, verbal, sexual abuse, or anything of that nature, it is a huge burden on you because you're hiding something a lot of the times that you don't share with a lot of people. It's a very heavy burden. Okay, so this might be something that whatever you're going through, this is a learning process to take the risk, take the leap to maybe either get some professional help or coaching, but also to take that risk to step out and start working on a new foundation. Because that, if you work out on that new foundation and new thought process, you're going to release a lot of stress. A lot of stress, and need to stay optimistic and positive about it. And you need to have those people around you because there has been a lot of hurt. Somebody has literally squashed and become numb and maybe even gone into an addiction of some type. Did you know food can be an addiction? And that's the hardest addiction because you cannot get away from it. It's always in your face. Whereas drug addiction, sexual addiction, porn, that kind of a thing, you can step back from and not look at it. But food is always part of you. That's the most hard addiction that I've ever worked with people. Besides sugar, sugar addiction is really huge. But the other thing is this has created a lot of pain, a lot of heartache, and not only for your past, but even for your future. I don't know what this burden is. However, it's going to change. It is going to change. You've got two kings side by side for the future. And those two kings are not only a masculine energy, and a masculine energy means that it's more authoritative. You're going to take authority back for your life. You're going to take and walk in truth. You're not going to be shameful for what has happened to you because it wasn't your fault. You had no control over it or whatever it is. But whatever it is in your life, whether it be work or school or whatever, you're going to take that authority back. And it's going to feel good because this is meant for your heart. The King of Cups is now in a position where he can say stable and say, yes, this is who I am, no matter what anybody says, no matter what anybody does, no matter how anybody acts, or whatever is going around in this worldly circumstance around you, he's cool with it. You want to talk that way? Go ahead. Not a problem. Doesn't bother me. You want to be that way? You want to be an idiot? Be that way. Be an idiot. You know? And the other king, who is the king of swords, is all about truth. This is about your future and your truth, of being optimistic about your future and your truth, that you are going to walk in your authenticity and that you're going to be proud of it. You're going to love who you are. The burdens are going to be released. Whatever is going on with you, maybe you're living in a toxic household. Maybe you're living in a domestic abuse. Maybe you're living in a very low vibrational energy situation, or you're doing it to yourself through illusions of lies. A lot of us get into depression and anxiety because we are believing in things that are not true about ourselves from somebody that had told us. Again, I hate to bring it up again, but the sexual abuse. I was told I was fat, I was ugly, you're no good, you're never going to amount to anything. You know, nobody loves you, blah, 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 blah. All lies. You're going to take that all back. And you're not going to let anybody take that back from you again. I don't know who that's for. Now, here's the other thing. We're at a crux, because this is your challenge card. Your challenge card is you have a lot of opportunities. You don't like to take risks. Okay, Taurus. So this is going to be really hard for you because you need to step out in faith again. The challenge card is, do you really want to heal and release whatever burden is that's on you? Whatever is gnawing at you, do you really, really want to release that and get well? Because it's there. The offering is there. But you have to step through that door, okay? And the other thing is you have to learn to be optimistic and positive while you're learning. Just saying, okay, I might not get it. I don't understand it. I might make mistakes doing it. However, I'm definitely going to jump out on the leap of faith and learn how to make better decisions, better choices, love the decisions I make, love who I am, because in your past, you've not been good at it. Only because you're in your head. And sometimes, thank you, they're saying that people are coaxing you and having you go into a direction you really don't want to go. It's like when somebody gets into a new relationship, what do their friends want to do? Tell me about him, tell me about her, tell me about him, tell me about her. And then they get their own opinion by what you say, but that is not all in fairness to share with your friends because you don't know that whole person yet. And most of the times you'll tell all the bad stuff before you tell the good stuff. Ever think about that? And then that person's like, well, yeah, you shouldn't go out with her. You shouldn't go out with him. You know, you said that she was this way. You should, but you didn't even know the person. So the thing is, when I date somebody, I really make it important that they don't go to their friends and talk and talk and talk. I'm very private. So I want to share and keep it between us and let our hearts decide on what we want to do and which way we want to go. Not what other people say. Other people don't know me. And other people don't know. I don't know his. They might tell me, oh yeah, he did every bad habit that person has, rather than saying, oh wow, he's very giving, he's very loving, he'll give you all his time, no, they're going to go, yeah, you know what, he's messy, he's this, he's that. Don't listen to other people on the outside. Just don't do that. It's not fair to a new relationship at all. And what you should both be doing is saying, can we keep this between us? And if there's something that we want to learn about each other, ask each other, rather than telling each other's friends and going to, because most of the time it's going to be wrong. And then before you know it, he or she is making a decision based on what everybody else is saying and not what is real. That person. They're going by because maybe they're jealous. Maybe they like him, or maybe they like her, and they don't want you together with anybody else. So they're going to say, yeah, don't go with them. Don't go with them. Don't go with them. And before you know it, that other person makes a decision based on their friends or their family and not the real person, and then ends up not with that person, and maybe God sent them that person. That's what I really, really dislike about dating, because people will go to their friends, or people will ask, or people will judge you before they even know you. You can't know somebody in 1, 2, 3 dates. You just can't. You got to go 2, 3, 4 months, and then that true person is really going to come out. And even then, you're never going to know them 100%, even if you're married for 20, 30 years. You're going to know them pretty close, but you're not going to go know their deepest, darkest secrets. You're just not. That's between God and them, All right, so we have the King of Cups and the Emperor. Okay, we got that again. So we have the King of Cups and the Emperor. Again, something coming towards you with more wisdom than you actually have for yourself. Somebody that is, again, authoritative. Somebody that is a mentor, somebody that wants to come to you and give you their advice. But you're actually, this is interesting, because we've got wisdom, we've got the 8 of Swords, and then we have justice. Okay. And if this was an abuse, I would hate to say this, but if this was an abuse situation, somebody's going to come forward and tell about the abuse, and it is going to go to the authorities, and something is going to happen with that, because we have the 7 of Wands and the Hermit next. If that's a sexual abuse or abuse or domestic violence, something of that nature, I would say that's how that is going to play out. They are going to go turn the other person in, and justice will be had after a little bit of, going back and forth kind of a thing. For this other person that's learning to take a risk, this is something that is going to come forward, and you're struggling with yourself. But in all deep reality, you want to release the burden. But fear is holding you back. Gotta think more positive. Think more positive. Somebody is just really living by fear. Really living by fear. Really start thinking positive, because you're trying to build a new foundation. For this other person that might be going to court over something or someone, they're rebuilding a new foundation, because they need this justice to come to an end, this pain to come to an end. And the only way that they believe that this justice is going to come to an end, if they take it to court, if they do what they need to do, and go through that process and close it. Somebody just needs closure. But you got to take a risk. This is a risk. Anytime you go to court or bring something to justice, it is a risk. But this is to release a burden, and also to release the past, so that you can make different choices, better choices. This is growing a new foundation for somebody, a core foundation. This is like breaking that old, picking up the pieces and putting them back together, and now having a new foundation with the pieces back together to make a new life. I don't know who that's for, but there is a lot of authenticity coming out with somebody. They're ready to shun this burden and actually show their true self. and walk in the truth. And it's just a whole new process. I can see a whole new calling, a whole new purpose. I see somebody growing hugely because this burden has been way too long. Way too long. This is about your potential and your ambition, and to acknowledge that this is the time. This is the time for it to happen. Time for whatever to happen, come out. Whether it's ending a relationship so a new one can actually come in that's supposed to be there. Whether it is something of your past that needs to end. This is, we're still in the reset of death and rebirth with the planets and the Saturn. Actually, Saturn retrograde. This is also about death and rebirth. All right. So whatever it is going on in your life, this is a lot to unpack. I would watch this video again or share this with somebody that you think this is going to resonate with, because it's a new day, it's a new dawn. Put it that way. All right. So let's go to the love and relationships for those that are in a relationship. For those of you that are single, this may be coming towards you, so maybe something to listen to as well. All right. So we have the Eagle King, the big picture, the angelic help. Okay, what are we talking about here? Taking the risk. We need that angelic help. We need divine's help. We need that new foundation to create a bigger picture, a new purpose, a new calling. Okay, it's also the number 3. I'm going to do this. Does that help? No, probably not. It's the number 3. It is about acknowledgement. Again, paying attention. It's about awakening. It is about something happening that you are going to say, oh, okay. Yeah, it may not agree with it, but you acknowledge it. Okay. So if you're in a relationship, then, look at the big picture. You're dating. Are you dating? Does he know you're dating? Do you know you're dating? Because there's so many times where guys will come to me and say, I had no clue I was even in a relationship. You got to spell it out, guys. I want a monogamous, heterosexual, or I want a partner. I want this, I want that. You got to spell it out, guys. You got to spell it out for men. Because a lot of the times their thought process is different. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just different. And it is. It just is. Okay? Yeah. Boy, this one sure has been coming up a lot. Definitely coming up a lot. So we have to look at the bigger picture, but we have to look at now. Are we on the same page? Are we on the same level? We have to acknowledge if we are on the same page, on the same level, and really get to that. Step out on the chance and ask. And don't say, well, I don't want to know because I really don't want to hear that he doesn't want a relationship and I do. I've invested so much time. I've invested. You know what? I was talking to somebody and seeing them for 3 months, and then all of a sudden I find out that they're not on the same page. Even though I was asking and asking, they were not answering. If they cannot answer you, well, let's just be friends. Let's just be, let's see where this goes, whatever. If they cannot answer you, then you need to walk away because they're wasting your time. They're wasting your time. They don't want you. If a man wants you, you'll know it, because the way men work, if they want something, they go after it. That's just the way their brain works. They will go full force wanting it until you say no. And they will go and go and go and go and go. If they're not doing that, then that's not the right guy for you. Step out of your comfort zone. So this is going to take you, again, to get out of your comfort zone and take a risk. Now, if you like somebody and maybe you're thinking they like you as well, take that risk. Take the risk. Hey, am I sensing this right, or is it just me? I'm getting these feelings that maybe you might be feeling the same way, that maybe you want more than just a friendship. Or are you having feelings for me? I'm having feelings for you. That's maturity, guys. That's maturity. That's asking. Like where page was on the last one. Page of Cups was on the last one. So that's maturity. That is growing. That is releasing also that burden of wondering. I wonder how he feels. I wonder how she feels. I wonder what she's doing. I wonder. That's got to stop. Definitely got to stop, because you need to ask. Because here's the thing. Time is the most precious commodity on this earth, and do not waste a minute. Why waste a minute on somebody that isn't going to bring you what you want, you need in your life? And again, give you the big picture of what you're desiring, and you're wasting time and maybe just giving booty calls rather than actually getting what you deserve. A whole lot of love for the rest of your life. All right. Get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone. Stay optimistic and say, hey, you know what? If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You're just not the one for me. Or the divine didn't bring you to me. We manifested this. And when you manifest this or manipulate this, it doesn't last anyway. So you're just lying to yourself. Walk in the truth. Walk in the truth and walk in wisdom. Yeah. All right, Tauruses, that is your reading. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Don't forget about the weeklies, the dailies, 1 minute dailies. They're going to go away if I'm not going to get a bunch more likes on them, because they do take time and energy around the July 1st. I would like to keep them going for you guys if you enjoy those. So please make sure you like them. And don't forget, I have videos coming up on the 22nd for the new full moon, and the new upload of Picking Up the Pieces sexual abuse video that I'm doing. Very transparent, very hard to do for me, because this has been the first time that I've ever come out and really talked about the whole thing. So this is divine asking me to do it. This is releasing a burden for me, but it is also opening doors of a new level of vulnerability. So I hope you enjoy it. But subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be able to watch that video as well when I upload it. I'm finishing the editing right now, and I want my daughter to look over it because she's very artistic, to see where I screwed up before I post it. All right. So I hope you guys enjoy your week. Have a great week, and we will see you on the 21st. Take care.